Okay, guys, there's going to be some ads as we speak about this. I am covering here the Donkey Kong Bananza game. Now, let's start off with this, all right? Let's unmute this frickin' filth. I want you to listen to something here. This is one of the most annoying games to probably come out in a long time. With a couple of things. I'm gonna bring down the volume. There's something very annoying about this game. I'm going to say this right now. This game is soulless. We're going to get to that in a second here. The game is soulless, though. There's something about this game that honestly pisses the living daylights out of me off. But there is a stupid musical track that follows you as you play this effing game. You meet this retarded piece of filth trash woman right here. So you meet this retarded freaking geode guy. And by the way, Donkey Kong is not Donkey mother effing Kong in this game. And I gotta freaking, oh man. It's so funny. When I say certain things, I just know that the freaking soy boys are just gonna lose their mind. Like, what do you mean that Donkey Kong's not cool as a character? Bye. Screw you, bro. End your life. Anyways, I always know. I always know when I'm triggering the freaking soy boys. It's honestly funny to me every time. Moving on. So, Donkey mother effing Kong is not Donkey mother effing Kong in this game. He's some pussified version of himself. This is not the same character that we once knew and loved from past iterations of games. He should be a misogynistic, problematic fill-in for masculinity. He should be the dude that you don't want to leave your daughter around. One of those crimers. Am I right, sisters? Anyways, I mean, just look at how Donkey Kong... Okay. What is that freaking retarded, gay freaking smile? You know what this is? This is the way the freaking faggot smiles at someone. By the way, we got a freaking problem with faggots in gaming. Anyways, that's a whole other conversation. Screw those people, though. Anyways, I mean, just a lot of you soy boys. You need to fix that. Like, seriously, get on, I don't know, get steroids. Do it now. Everything in this game looks retarded, by the way. This geode is just the freaking surface of it. There's this freaking retarded looking zebra that just looks stupid. I have a rant and a half on this game because it's like, this is what we're raising kids with? Really? Really? The characters look like trash in this game. They look like trash. Why are we giving these characters to kids? You know, growing up, we used to get stuff like, I don't know, you just think about all these different Disney movies that used to come out. Wreck-It Ralph was actually pretty decent, which, by the way, I feel like this game's trying to copy off of Wreck-It Ralph. But anyways, moving on from that. A lot of stuff for a lot of older movies and games that were made for kids. For one, the women were actually attractive in those games and they had nice breasts. What's up, call me. But outside of that, a lot of the monsters and a lot of the creatures looked imaginative. They looked like something that mattered, right? Star Wars is a great example. There's a bunch of examples where just these mystical or mythical creatures or beings, whatever, they all looked interesting. I mean, look at the Mario games, the first Mario games. Look at Goombas. They were interesting to look at. What the frick is this? This is someone who went to the drawing board, they crapped themselves, and they just said, I give up. It's good enough, guys. Let's just go with it. I mean, you didn't even try. This is your first draft, and you didn't even try. We had Goombas, we have Toads, we got all kinds of things, and they were interesting to look at. They were cool designs. You look at freaking Final Fantasy. There's a lot of cool designs in that. We look at a lot of stuff that's coming out modern day. It doesn't matter if it's Star Wars, whatever. And I've been talking about this on this channel for a while now. Okay? We keep seeing this where they cannot actually make something that looks compelling. We got all these retarded looking things in this game and it's like, Where is the creativity for making creatures anymore? We don't have it. Let's keep going. So, you know, this is just my first upset. Then, I don't know, Donkey Kong, like a freaking retard, has a walk around, beating his chest, and it feels so soy the way he does it. It's like, what is it? It's like, it feels like he's a gay drummer doing it. It doesn't feel like he's a masculine, problematic male that would do something to this woman. Instead, he's a cock soy boy that's beating his chest like a freaking retarded 5-year-old, okay? What the frick are we doing? This isn't Donkey Mother effing Kong. Jeez Louise, man, this is pathetic. Then we get this female, okay? Frumpy, wide at the hips, wide at the waist. Oh, wow. It's almost like she has a little bit of extra body fat. So we can't beat off to her. We can't be attracted to this effing thing. Oh, but thank God we can see her feet. To the freaking freaks who are into feet, they can jerk off the feet. Good for you. But she doesn't have any breasts. Look at her effing breasts. They're not there. There's no breasts. And this is everything that we get nowadays. You know, you look at so many older games. Okay. I can't remember everything, but we look at what, Jak and Daxter, or whatever the frick you call it. We look at Ratchet and Clank. Look at a lot of games that kids years ago used to play. Lara Croft. We all played it. Am I right? For research. I mean, yeah, a lot of young boys actually did play Tomb Raider, and they got raging hard-ons looking at Lara Croft, which, good. And also Tifa, what's up? But, you know, we look at a lot of, I mean, those are, they're not really, anyway, screw it, bro. Listen. Just women were attracted. You look at everything that used to come out. Whether it was made for, if it was a game that was made for men, but, you know, boys happen to play it, which is not a problem. But anyways, you know, and then we get games that were made for kids and, or kids adjacent, you know, made for tweens, whatever. There was always hot and sexy and attractive women in gaming. There was this game, Gex, which nobody remembers, but it's a platformer game, and there's always attractive women in those games too. Well, specifically, I think it was Gex 2 that had a Playboy model. Anyways. But you know, we look at a lot of games, Jak and Daxter, there's a lot of women that had very curvaceous bodies and nice breasts. Thick, tight breasts. It was everywhere. Sexy women were just everywhere. In media. Because straight men were making media once upon a time. Women used to have boobs in media. By the way, something about women, especially leftist women, breasts piss them off. This is a thing that's been researched, is that whenever women see a woman as a desirable body, and then also, like, you know, the right BMI, right figure, right shape, and also has breasts, pisses them off. I wonder why. Maybe it's because you're disgusting and you're not attractive, and that's on you. It's your fault. Screw you. You should end yourself. Not really. I mean that in Minecraft, off of the mountaintops. Anyways. But you know, women are pissed off by actual female beauty. So is it a surprise? And by the way, this is intentional with so many games that have come out by now. Feminists always make their characters flat-chested and have man jaws, or just have more dude-like traits, or they give them extra body fat because you can't keep food out of your effing mouth, you piece of frickin' filth horse. You know, and it's so funny because these women, they love jacked men who keep themselves in shape, but these women themselves, they can't keep a frickin' bonbon out of their frickin' mouth. Listen. Obese. Stop. Just stop. Get in shape. Anyways. So this retarded female, who's in no way desirable, and then he just retard-gasms. This is not, when I say this is not Donkey effing Kong, I'm sorry. Are we not looking at the same thing? Look at this. This is not Donkey mother effing Kong, bro. And this is what we're going to say is Donkey mother effing Kong? Oh my gosh. This is not, no. This is not a masculine character. This is not a masculine archetype. We pussified Donkey Kong for what reason? I don't know. But, you know, he was supposed to be menacing. He was supposed to be like a weird masculine archetypal characterization of, you know, a villain, largely speaking, or just a mindless ape. Instead, we made him a retard-gasming freaking monkey. And like, what? Is he supposed to have a crush on her? Is this so that all the teen boys playing the game are like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's me too, Donkey Kong. I'm so down bad for her. No, they're not. Dude, they're all beating it off to some freaking OnlyFans chick who actually has breasts, who actually has a desirable body type, who should be the chick in this game. That's who the freaking teens are freaking beating off to, not this chick. Okay? This is freaking nonsense. You know, we can't show a chick that all of us would get a boner to and immediately jack off. We can't do that. Instead, we have to pussify every single man-child and also teen boy and whatever else playing this game. And then we have to show freaking Donkey Kong having a freaking retard-gasm to, you know, a below-average woman. I mean, compared to, you know, a brown or black woman, I guess this chick is like a 6 out of 10 instead of a 4. But, you know, compared to white women, this is a 4. Anyways, moving on. Okay, so retard-gasms. This chick, this is how we introduce this freaking retard. And then it just gets worse as you play the game because she's just annoying. And I want her to be executed publicly. She follows you around though, ever since we get this crappy introduction to her. Singing this annoying song. We act like she's the best singer on the planet and she's singing the best song ever. And this is some of the most, dude, this game has some of the most generic music ever in gaming. I hate all of the musical tracks in this game. The OST sucks for this game. And the singing by this piece of filth, unattractive female who has no breasts sucks. And we act like she's like serenading us all throughout the game. No, you're annoying me. And I want you to die. Oh my gosh, she's so annoying. Her voice is annoying. I hate you. And he's retard-gasming. The dialogue is terrible. The storytelling's terrible. The characters suck. The moments suck. Retard freaking Kong in the background. She's confused. Now he's confused. But why are you confused? You freaking retard? You're not confused. She is. Oh my god. Oh my, and if you want to ask yourself, how gynocentric can a game get? This is it right here. You know, it's like literally the state of mind of a woman in the game who just randomly shows up, immediately becomes the state of mind for the man. You know, the archetypal man figure in the game, which is Donkey Kong, retard. She's confused, I'm confused. If she's aroused, I'm aroused. If she thinks I'm a creep, I'm a creep. If she's angry, I'm angry at myself. If she's happy, I'm happy for her. This is such a gynocentric piece of filth freaking feminist game. But it's psychologically, passively feminist. Something that a lot of people are going to overlook if they're retarded. Moving on. I hate her.
No way! I can't sing!
Oh gosh, dude, the freaking writing is terrible. The thought processing of the characters, this is so insulting. Like, so many older and retard-gasming again, freaking donkey. Screw you. So many older games made for kids. The characters were not stupid. They treated you with an adult level of intelligence, but they would maybe say things that were in code for the adults in the audience, right? And this is something that was in all of media. And now we just pussify everything and we treat everyone like adult children and just retarded children. In these games, in these stories, in these movies, when it comes down to movies, the same thing happens there. We just keep on treating everyone with kid gloves. And honestly, I think we're doing this because of minorities. I think that these people keep on making movies now and video games for minorities. And because they're lower in IQ, we're now making dialogue and we're now making characters to appeal to monkey-minded individuals. So we end up here where, okay, you know, for a lot of minorities, you know, air quotes on minorities, there's a whole issue with that one too, by the way. you know, with the fact that they're storming the borders on multiple countries. But for lower IQ demographics, it's clear that we're making characters nowadays for them. We're no longer making characters for white people, and we're no longer making characters for higher IQ people. That's also clear.
I'm not ready to.
So cringe. It's so cringe.
The crowd is so big.
I mean, this is literally a scene in the game. Look, he just keeps mimicking her state. When I tell you, this is gynocracy right here. This is psychological gynocracy. This is propaganda, subtle propaganda. Showing this to your sons. This implants an idea in their mind where it's normal to mimic a woman's state of mind. And that's actually what a man should be or should do. Which, by the way, this just makes you like a Homer Simpson archetype. A doofy male that no woman wants to be with. And you don't want to be that guy anyways. Who the frick? Oh, that's right. Faggots want to be that guy. Raging homosexuals. Yeah, we got a faggotry problem in gaming nowadays, especially in our modern day culture. We also have a minority problem, you know, browns and blacks. And we also have an IQ problem, which is also connected for the most part to women and browns and blacks. So we have this retard scene. And this is just where, like, I cringed so hard watching this the first time. And then he does his freaking doofy, let me pound my chest. Yeah, oh, God. Again, this is so soy. When I say it's soy. And you look at it, you know it's soy. And you're like, dude, this is gay. And, you know, if you're a faggot, you're like, I look up to this. If you're not a faggot, you're like, this is gay. So he pumps himself up, I guess, to pump her up. He has to build up his freaking testosterone for the sake of a woman. No, you should just have testosterone raging through your freaking veins. Bend her over, spread the cheeks. Be a misogynist.
Here goes nothing.
So him pounding his chest apparently builds up her. And look at, is this really that attractive to you? No, it's not that attractive. No. This is gay. This is homosexual. Where's the breasts? This is gay. Anyways, there's just... Nintendo, what are you doing? There was a point in time, you know, Samus, Aran, right? We all wanted the boner. We all want a banger. Huge breasts. Every boy, since the time that he can have his first boner, and even before that, he's like, please... let me inside. You know, we look at Princess Peach and we just imagine big breasts and also railing her. And her being thinner than this chick because she was thinner than this chick. By the way, they have pudgified Princess Peach. And they've also reduced her breasts over time. Anyways. You know, it's just like we keep on pussifying everything in media. And specifically for Nintendo products now. Everything's just lame and gay. But here we go. Here's the annoying. Well, you can meme that right there. Anyways, but dude, here we go with the most annoying soundtrack that will follow you all throughout the game. Here we go. Oh my gosh, dude, the writing. After all of this, she just says that it's just so retarded. It's so bad. Why are you saying that? This is so self-aggrandizing. This is social autism, the game, honestly. This feels like a retarded game made for retards. Oh, man. The social cues are completely off. The pacing of dialogue completely off. This is what a freaking retard thinks is like relevant to say. Oh, man. I hate this. Yeah, and here we go. This is the track. What is she saying? She's an English-speaking woman, clearly. And she's speaking some kind of weird freaking dialect. No one knows what the frick it is. Like, she's speaking a weird freaking alienese. What are you doing? Waka waka biku, wati tati. What the frick are we doing here? Why is this a song? Nobody can comprehend what she's... dude, are we paying people for this? Really? Seriously, who was paid for this trash? Oh my god, it's so bad. So she sings this all throughout the game. Just listen to it. This, you hear it all game. I hate the music in this game. I hate the music.
Same old.
So, you know, when I talk about being annoyed with this game and like going through this game, yes, young scholars. Remember, young scholars can change the world too. Please don't hire them if you actually want your job done well. Anyways. So, anyways, I can fast forward to other random moments and this will be playing this stupid retard track. We also have this. We have this female villain. She's taller than Donkey Kong. Literally, it just pussifies the character even further. Donkey, apparently, he's not taller than this woman. It's just, what are we doing? We're just pussifying the character even further. But anyways, the dialogue's terrible. The characters are annoying.
But no! I'm going with DK, so you just stay away!
The dialogue is so bad. And, you know, the stakes of the story here are so fake and meaningless. It's like, who cares? No, you can't do that with that glowing banana. Don't do it. Oh my gosh, we have to save our island because the island matters. Why? Who gives a crap? Man, the stakes suck, and storytelling nowadays just sucks. We don't have real problems in storytelling anymore. It's just, the island's in trouble. Oh no. Oh no, guys, we gotta save the island or something. I don't know. Who cares? No one cares about the story. Everything's a waste of time nowadays. Every story that comes out is just dog-filled dog trash. I just don't feel like game developers are even trying anymore. It's so clear they're not trying. I guess her name's Pauline. I forgot that momentarily. So what's the soundtrack for... Dude, the soundtracks in this game are dog trash. What's the soundtrack for this boss fight? I forget. Oh, I don't know. What the frick is this OST, man? It doesn't feel like Donkey Kong. Like, I could think of some really interesting beats that should be made for a Donkey Kong game. It's not this. This is so pedestrian. Just done. Anyways, let's just fast forward. Let's just see. Oh, gee, I wonder, is this annoying female going to be singing again when I just randomly click somewhere? Now, typically she starts singing whenever you're like in a gameplay moment. I love how black people represent Americans now. I just love how black people literally represent America in every single advertisement. Thank you so much. Alright, this is not it. Just somewhere here. It's whenever there's like a... There has to be like a high dopamine moment in the game. This is not really it. It's just platforming. So, where is it? It's typically whenever you start smashing stuff. That's really where the retard soundtrack comes back in. Let's see. When it starts smashing. Yeah, that'll, oh yeah, I think,
A big fight's waiting for us down
okay, so I think it's typically whenever you go into combats, like general combats, that's where the freaking annoying soundtrack starts again. So what, this is a robot? So this is a robot that's copied off of the dude that we fought earlier, it looks like. Let me see. Wow. Oh yeah, so again, this is just, so I guess it's any time you could go into a Bananza fury. So the more you go into this fury, you're just hearing this song over and over. This is the most senseless soundtrack I think I've ever heard in gaming. Like, it doesn't mean anything, and it just follows you everywhere you go. I don't get it. It's so bad. It's so bad. Anyways, I don't want to hear her sing anymore. Listen, I think the game's interesting. I mean, I think like destroying your environment, it's like environment destruction kind of puzzle gameplay. I think that's pretty cool. I like it for what it is on that front. Now, the soundtrack that follows you as you play the game is one of the most annoying things on the planet Earth, which is like, I don't know how anyone can stomach playing this game. I mean, you need to mute the freaking music. It's so effing annoying. The soundtrack of this game is just downright terrible. It's like, I wonder to myself, Nintendo, what's going on? Like, are you guys starting to hire a bunch of the freaking trannies from America and they're just watering down all your products? It feels that way. But I mean, I think the level scaling's cool. I think that the mechanics we have in this game are also cool for getting through the levels, getting through the game. I think that the game is somewhat interestingly made, especially compared to other games. I think that the design of a lot of the creatures and monsters, I'm not a fan of it. It's very low imagination. Something I noticed with a lot of modern day developers is that they're very proficient at generating level design. I think that level design has really gotten, it's the only thing that's improved since gaming really started, and especially during the 2000s and the early 2010s. Level design, world design, just creating a level, it's gotten way better for most games. But storytelling's gotten worse, the characters have gotten worse, the writing's gotten worse in most games, and the designs of characters have gotten worse overall. So we've made a lot of weird trade-offs now going into the future of gaming, and we're in the future now. I mean, characters just look like trash all the time, and they're annoying. Their dialogue sucks. This woman has a nerdy archetype, like a nerdy mastermind or evil genius archetype, which, by the way, is an archetype for what? Men. Men have this archetype, but we gave it to a woman. Okay, again, so this is just homosexual dog-filled dog crap. Thank you so much. All right. Well, just skipping ahead. So, there's a bunch of other... Why do black people represent... black people are not America. Screw yourself. I'm so done with these ads, man. Like, seriously. White people are Americans. Now, everyone's trying to do everything in their freaking retarded brother. They're doing everything in their power to make that not the case. But yeah, these are the retarded zebras, by the way. But anyways, like, I think that the levels look good. Maybe it's not the best that Nintendo's done, but I think it's okay. I think that the level design and puzzle design of the levels, right? I mean, just look at this. There's a lot going on, and I think it's really interestingly made. I like it from everything that I've seen. But it's so weird because nowadays, with level design being better, but everything else being worse, and everything once upon a time was better with, character design, dialogue, go down the list, everything was better, 10, 15, 20 years ago compared to this. it's so weird to see the trade-offs that we've made. And we keep getting this where it's just everything feels soulless now. And when you go through this game, the characters feel soulless. Everything feels... And you know what? This thought actually occurred to me as I was checking out this game. I realized very quickly, I was like, you know what? It's every time that a company corporatizes, it gets worse. Because you bring in a bunch of people that you cannot trust. That's number one. But number two, you bring in people that you don't like and who don't like you. You're bringing in a bunch of people. You know, your team is everything in a business. And when you start allowing everyone onto your team, that's where you start to water down and dilute the quality of the team. And when your team is being characterized, right, by not just a bunch of dudes trying to make a game that men would be attracted to, but now your game is being also designed by women and it's being designed by homosexuals and, you know, and also minorities, you know, just by a bunch of people that they do not have synchronous or synonymous identities to one another. There's no familiarity between the people, then there's going to be no unity on the team. And so then this breeds a problem where you create soulless products. And that's what we have here. And that's what we have with so much of everything that's coming out nowadays. It's everything. And Nintendo has completely fallen to this. They've been the slowest to die and fizzle out. But like, how is it that the feeling of a spirit and a soul in media is lacking within a Nintendo game? Nintendo used to have so much personality. And now you just look at all this stuff. You look at the characters. You look at Pauline. It's just... And Donkey Kong, and it's like, this is lacking so much character and so much soul behind the game. And this is what you see everywhere now in the gaming industry. I have gotten to a point where I cannot take anything coming out anymore seriously. And I can't enjoy anything. I mean, because nothing's enjoyable. Nothing is to be enjoyed. But it's just so sad because it's like, what the frick are we doing? You know, nothing's interesting. Nothing's cool. Nothing is inspiring. Everything used to have a level of importance, right? You can think back to so many older games and they were just good and the characters were just good. Remember Nathan Drake? I love Uncharted and I love especially Uncharted 3, solely Nathan Drake, the story between the two of them, and you know, the other characters were also good. And it's just been so long since we've gotten any games, any products that just give you memorable stories, memorable characters, anything, just moments, right? Iconography. Is there anything that we can look at now and say, oh, that's meaningful. Oh, I remember that. No, there's nothing that we care for anymore. Nothing's relevant anymore. I was talking about this in the Doom the Dark Ages video. But, it's just, we've lost the soul and the spirit to everything that's coming out now today. So just look at what this game is. Just look at it. Like, again, the level design is interesting. Oh gosh, that zebra is so retarded. Look, why? Why is this in a game? Dude, seriously. Oh man, it's just like, it's getting bad. It's getting so bad. It's been bad for a while. I mean, you look at the Legend of Zelda games, and they have some bad designs on certain characters. It's just like, seriously, we have gotten to the point where everyone is running out of ideas, one. Number two is, a lot of the people who should not be working on these projects are working on them. We are not hiring the best. The only best that we might be hiring are level designers. I don't know why so many people are better at level design, world design, than they are at everything else now. It's so weird. It's so strange to me. It's like, why? Why is it that 15, 20, 10, maybe at times, 10 years ago, seriously, the characters were better, the storylines were better, the dialogue was, on average, way better. There were games like Watch Dogs. The first Watch Dogs game came out. And that game was heavily, and there's a bunch of other games like this, they were heavily criticized. And people were like, the story wasn't that great, blah, blah, blah. A lot of games were very criticized back then. heavily criticized. Another good example was even the Uncharted games, by the way, were even criticized, and those were good, and a lot of people liked them. But then there was, of course, there's a crowd that hates everything. But you know, you have so many people that would even criticize. They would even criticize the Uncharted games. But you look at everything that's coming out nowadays, and it's like, how the heck did we even ever have people criticize anything that came out previously? And even anything that you yourself criticized from back then. Like, you know, I mean, I remember I looked at Watch Dogs and I was like, I don't like this. Honestly, I don't think the story, I think it misses a lot of beats. I don't think it's that good. No, I'm just not, it's just not that good. It's not that interesting. It misses a lot of marks. But you compare it to everything that's coming out nowadays, and it's way better. The characters are way better than this. It's so weird because it's like, you just notice it's the same thing every time. Characters were just better in everything. 10 to 20 years ago, you know, I think about The Wolf Among Us by Telltale Games. I think about really maybe both the first and the second, but I'm really thinking about the first Walking Dead game, you know, with Lee and Clementine. That was a good game, good story, really good story. It got to me. It's so interesting because there was just so many stories that were good once upon a time. The writing was better. The characters were memorable. There was actual themes, proper storytelling. Actual ideas being investigated and explored in storytelling. But now everything that we get today is soulless, and it's meaningless, and it's trite, and it's tropey, and there's just nothing to it. You know, you feel it with this game. It's like, what do the characters mean? They mean nothing. They literally, there's no archetype. There's nothing fleshing out who are these characters? What do they mean, and what are they doing? Right? There's no conceptual basis to the story and its characters. This is corporate, soulless media where we have to be as politically correct and neutral at the same time, because being politically correct is being a freaking leftist, but at the same time, we got to be neutral. So we have to find that middle ground of being correct, but also neutral at the same time. As much as possible, we cannot in any way whatsoever be insulting or offensive. We can't make anyone feel uncomfortable. So you just can't explore anything that makes a story interesting. Oh yeah, thank God. We have another scene here where we get to sing. I don't know what they sing about here. Oh, it's a Bananza, yeah. And Donkey Kong does a retard-gasm again, and he becomes a freaking zebra. Literally. Oh man, this game is so retarded. I hate this game. And this is what's being made for modern day adult children and retard children of today. And she says she has no choice. Yeah, suck on that freaking microphone. And now she says zebra. God, this is so autistic. Look at this. By the way, there's something weird. Okay. There's something weird about how muscular that zebra is. I'm just gonna say it. I think you got some weirdo feminists on the team for this game, and they want to get ran through by animals. And you look at the way that this zebra looks, Donkey Kong turning into a freaking zebra, which is just downright retarded. Look at this. It just, yeah, no. He looks like a stripper zebra. There's something to it where it's like, I know. There's something perverse about this. And it really feels like we have women on the team for this game, because this game is just so retarded and so terribly made in so many ways, especially with writing. It has to have been made by women. It had to be. It's so bad. And then we get the zebra, which is like, it just looks like something that a woman wants to get rammed through by. There's just something off about this game. Just with these designs, it's nightmare fuel. But it's the only kind of nightmare fuel that women think is acceptable. Ugh. God, this is so retarded. There's just something wrong with this. Wrong. Golly, bro. God, everything coming out today is such trash. So anyways, you know, I look back on older films. And by the way, what is that song? Zebra. Who the frick is the lyricist for this? They did not even try. Can we not hire someone better? All she's singing about is this freaking zebra. That I bet the women on the team want to get ran through by. You bestiality freaking whores. Golly, man. We're hiring too much DEI. It's become too much. It's DEI. Just tearing apart and destroying the freaking gaming industry. Anyways, man, you know, it's just, I just remember so many games that were criticized, and I criticized once upon a time, and now I look back on these stories and these characters and the writing, and I'm like, man, it's better than now, you know? It is. And it's just so crazy. I mean, there's so many games, I'm like, why is the writing just better? It's so weird because it's like, why? Why is it just better, right? The characters, the storytelling from 10 to 20 years ago. And then we look at everything that's coming out now, and it's so bad. And the only thing that's good is world design and level design. If you look at older games, a lot of them had terrible, most of them had horrific level design, world design, at times game design. It's so weird, like that trade-off. It's like there's something psychologically going on. And you know, some of this is intentional, but outside of this being intentional and made for propaganda purposes, especially with the storytelling aspects, you know, for the sake of feminism and all that dog filth, there's something psychologically going on here where for some reason we traded off everything that was good except for level design, world design, and we traded it all off now for everything sucking, and the only thing being better, and at times just downright good and really well made, is level design. Like for instance with Doom the Dark Ages, level design is really good in that game too. Even in a game like Immortals of Avium, I think the level design is pretty good. Much better than a lot of older games. It's, again, like, if you know what I'm talking about and you have reference of all these older games that came out 10 to 20 years ago, then you know what I'm talking about. And you'll notice just how strange it is. It's like, yeah, the writing was just better. The characters were just better. Everything was more memorable, but the level design and the world design sucked. And now we see what we traded it all off for. Now level design and world design is good in a lot of games, but now everything's woke and dog filth with story, characters. And also everything feels soulless now. And everything feels boring at the same time. It's so weird because like games are not as fun as they used to be either. It's so weird, everything that was traded off. Going from 10 to 20 years ago to now. Very strange, but you know, guys, that's everything from me. I mean, that's everything I think about this game. That's my whole rant. I don't like this game. I think that this game's not the worst that's come out this year, but honestly, almost nothing's come out this year. Nothing memorable, nothing of importance. Honestly, this year feels like a dead year for gaming. And people have felt that way about like 2023 and other years, but I mean, this really is. So far, nothing is happening this year in gaming, and everything just sucks. For the most part, I mean, I am going to come out with a video for Mecha Break. I think that Mecha Break is pretty good, so at least we get something, but, you know, it's just nothing's really that impressive, and it's really sad, you know? I wish that we got more good stuff, but it's just not coming out, and man, this game, I think that this game is going to be one of those games that a lot of people shill, and I think that, like, I don't think this game's worth it. You know, if I were playing this game myself, it would feel like a waste of time because I don't know where in this game is actually properly engaging gameplay, if I'm being honest with you. Instead, it just feels like a lot of crappy, like most modern games. It feels like a crappy story with crappy dialogue, crappy characters, and I don't know why we care about any of this, any of these. I mean, look at this dialogue here. Who cares? None of this is interesting. but we're acting like and pretending we care. And we're spending how many hours playing a game like this? This game is a waste of time, effectively speaking. And there's very few elements good about it, for just being honest. But this is, honestly, this is one of those examples this year of a game that is the best amongst the worst. Just like Astrobot, right? I mean, Astrobot's a good game, but the fact that it won Game of the Year for 2024 just shows how bad gaming's gotten. The bar has been lowered so far, and now games are just average compared to 10, 15, 20 years ago. Now these games are coming out and we're just, okay, what is this with the frickin' she's pepper spraying herself. What are you doing, retard? Anyways, you know, it's just so much is coming out now. It's just such dog filth. It just amazes me. Okay, yeah, we get it. Black people represent America. It amazes me everything that we traded off for. It amazes me how consistently bad everything is. And like, the characters look bad. Everything looks soulless. Everything just doesn't feel right. And again, the bar has been dropped so low. The standards have been dropped so low that the game of the years now are games that are just what was average 10 to 20 years ago. I don't know how we got here, but this game for me, man, is downright exhausting. The gaming industry is just exhausting now. And you know, I didn't play this game, but it's just like, just hoping that a game is good now is becoming exhausting. There was a point in time where it was like, oh, you know, we can wait. Maybe a good game's going to come out eventually. But seriously, man, it just keeps feeling like a lot of really average games keep coming out. And now these games are average. We're praising them as if they're the best products out on the market. Which, yeah, I mean, compared with everything else, compared to what we have available, sadly, now this is the best that's on the market. It's just so crazy because once upon a time, this is a game that people would have criticized very heavily, just being like, it wasn't that it. You literally, by the way, you can go look at, I think this is literally true. You can go look at older GameStop reviews of a lot of games, and you can see how critical they were on a lot of games coming out back then, you know, 10, 20 years ago. You can go look at a lot of those games. I mean, people had criticisms for games like the Batman Arkham games. And those games are way better than stuff like this, way much more memorable. And now we got games like this where people just shill it and we act like it's the best thing coming out ever. It's so strange. Like, every time I just think about this, it's like, what is going on with the industry? Like, people know what's real, they know it's true, but they're lying to themselves. There's so many elements about this game that honestly makes this game, if there was anything I had to say about it, this is probably a 7 out of 10. Because they do so well, I think, on the world and level design. I think that's all pretty good. I think it's pretty simplistic, let's just be honest. It kind of feels like a Lego game too at the same time. And I'm almost wondering to myself, did Lego games do this better than this game is doing itself? But I mean, you just looking at the game, you can tell, like, this game's not horrible. So I would say that it's probably a 7 out of 10, everything considered. I don't know, but it's like, man, the story and the characters, I would say is like a 4 or 5. So it's really hard. I don't know what to say about modern games anymore, but this is a game that just pissed me off just looking at it and experiencing it. And I don't really know how many people are shilling the game. I can't really tell with that. But wow, how is he going to get that banana? It's really stuck in that lava. Interesting. But anyways, man, that's everything from me. That's everything I'm thinking about with this game. It's just, honestly, I'm at the point where I'm just completely confused with myself about what's happened with this industry. I can't make up my mind about it anymore. It's like, okay, we have gotten to such a weird place where developers don't have to try very hard. Wow, this is interesting. I guess you got to get the ice cubes to the lava, right? That's what it looks like. See, I mean, stuff like that's pretty interesting. It's not terrible. I don't really know how you get that stuff over to the lava. Wow. Let's see if he figures it out. It's not happening. Wow. Yeah, that's it looks like you're screwed on that one. That's not fun. Anyways, yeah, that's interesting. I guess he screwed himself. He destroyed too much of the level. So this game does some things pretty well, and I'm not unhappy with everything about this game, right? I think that the gameplay elements are cool. I think it's enticing, and I think it's well made. I don't think it's again, it's not the worst, but it's not the best. And I think we find ourselves now at a place with the gaming industry where I don't know where we go from here. I don't know. You know, we get games recently like Mecha Break, and Mecha Break is a good game that's actually unique for once and good. It's a game that I don't know how long I'm going to play it for certain reasons, but that's okay. It's still a great game. So at least we got one great game. That's the only thing I can really think of is Mecha Break. If you just want a good game, Mecha Break is good. Really great. I love it. I'm really surprised that they even figured out a great way to make Gundams, a Gundam-based combat really engaging, and they figured it out. So to me, that's something that for the longest time, they could not figure it out. I mean, for the longest time, Gundams were just lame and gay. They were not fun. They were not interesting. Nobody cared about Gundams. It just felt like something that dorks were into, but Mecha Break did it just stellar. 10 out of 10 almost, with the way that they figured out how to make Gundams engaging. So in combat, and also the diversity of all the Gundams that you can use in the game. They did a great job with that. So, you know, that's like one example of something that's come out recently that's good. But again, I mean, the pickings are slim. And again, I do ask this genuine question, which is, where do we see the gaming industry going in the future, long term? That is a big question I ask right now to myself. And I really don't know, you know, because it's like we keep on seeing, because my biggest concern is seeing how bad storytelling is, seeing how lackluster everything that keeps on coming out, and how nothing has memorability anymore. So long term for me, I just don't know. I honestly wonder to myself, how much longer are we going to go with just meaningless media and characters and storytelling? It's a genuine question for me, and I don't know. So anyways, guys, that's my rant, and also I guess just all my frustrations with the gaming industry. We've gone from a place in time of good quality to low quality in many compartments, and there's only one compartment that I can say that is higher quality than in past years. It's so strange that this is so consistent, and you have no idea how much I just wish for the day that we can finally get a great game, a good game, a great story, just an amazing, memorable storyline with amazing characters, right? Seriously, when was the last one? Nobody can name anything that has been good. So, but of course, if you want a good story, you can check out my books, Charles Arlington, on Amazon. You can go check out my stuff, because that's the only place that does have any good stories. So if you're looking for it, that's where you can find it. But outside of that, it's just so sad to me to see how bad everything's gotten, especially the gaming industry. And I long for the day that things just get good again. And I do wish that they would hire me, honestly, to just, and not for this game, but you know, for actual products, to just make good stories. Because then we would actually get good stuff, and then stories would actually be memorable and meaningful. And I long for the day that we actually get something of value and worth, but it's going to be a while until then. So anyways, that's enough here, and we're going to be heading into the Mecha Break video.